Yeah, I think obviously if you look at the last couple of seasons in the MTN, we lost in the quarterfinal on penalties to Chiefs, and then the following year we lost in the semi-final to Pirates on away goal, and then last year we lost in the final to Pirates. So if the trajectory continues, then it's hopefully the trophy will be ours this season. But no, just jokes aside, obviously being in another semi-final is just credit again to the club and the players. We've managed to be a team that's over the last couple of seasons got into the back end of all competitions. So we've missed out, unfortunately, last year being runners-up. So there's a massive and high desire amongst the team, amongst the staff, amongst the club to take it a step further. But first things first, we've got a tough opposition that we have to overcome in a two-legged match starting tomorrow. So our focus is on that to get past tomorrow, and then focus on the midweek league game and then the return leg following Saturday. So really looking forward to it. There's a lot of enthusiasm around the squad, a lot of energy amongst the players. It's always exciting to be in semi-finals, and especially that we're playing at home tomorrow. A little opportunity for us to play in front of our home fans at our home ground.
And then for Langalihle, obviously he scored the late goal to win the match against AmaZulu. How much confidence has that given you individually and for the team moving forward into the weekend's match?
Good day to everyone in the room. Scoring the late goal against AmaZulu. Well, obviously for me it boosted my confidence, and I feel like going into this game, I'm really confident that if I get my fair share of minutes, I'll contribute and try and help the team a lot, in terms of that we're coming into this game wanting to win and not concede a goal here at home. So I feel confident going into this game, and it's going to be a really good one. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Questions, November, Ayanda, Leonard.
Coach Steve, listening to Andre, listening to now P, so concerned on conceding away goal. We know last season you got knocked out on away goal. How much is it frustrating for this competition to still using the away goal?
Yeah, I think I don't totally mind it, because in the continent it's sort of a similar situation. So it does sort of get us ready for that sort of competition. But yeah, it is, sometimes that away goal can either benefit you or it can be to your detriment. So I think it's shown in the past that not conceding in your home game is quite a big factor. Is a key factor. I think if you don't concede at home, regardless of the scoreline, it always, you can go away to the away leg. And sometimes in this competition with away goal, you can be sometimes braver away from home than maybe you are at home. But it all depends how the game goes and how it starts. Obviously, we would like to get the job, pretty much done and dusted tomorrow with a really big performance, which hopefully puts us in a strong position going into next week. So, yeah, I've always been one, and I keep on saying it, is that the rules are the rules. I can't change them, so we embrace them. It doesn't help we are negative towards away goal or whatever the case may be. It is there in front of us. It's what we have to deal with, and it's about how we apply ourselves, knowing that, away goal can be really big for you, or it can be big against you.
Coach, look at the schedule, how fast it is already. League Cup. How much time did you have to prepare for tomorrow, especially with a club like Sekukino, who's also flying in their own way? How much time do you?
Yeah, look, to be honest, not too much time. Obviously, we played Wednesday in Polokwane. We only arrived back yesterday afternoon. So it's basically just today. But a lot of the groundwork and a lot of that has been done previously in the preseason and leading up to these games. So it's about just keeping players fresh and just maybe tweaking one or two things. But I think overall, and from a principal point of view, we know what we want to achieve and how we want to achieve it and how we want to play to be able to achieve that. So it's just playing that many matches. There will be always, one or two players coming in, one or two coming out, just to keep the squad really fresh and be able to compete on all the fronts. So not too much time prepared, but a lot of the hard work has been done. It's just now tweaking.
Can you be able to travel to Cape Town and everything is at home? How much means that to you guys?
Say again, to travel?
not being able to travel to Cape Town to play away, you playing it?
Yes.
How much that?
Yeah, no, it's massive for us. I think I've said in the past, it's Western Cape is Western Cape. It's our home, so we are here representing the whole of the Western Cape. But when you do travel into town or Athlone or GHL Stadium, it is close to an hour travel. So, when Pirates play Chiefs, they're not. It's like we're playing Chiefs. It's away game. They see it as an away game because there's an element of travel. So, it's obviously not ideal for us to be having to travel into town to play games. But at the same time, it is also an opportunity to just reach out and play in front of some of the fans that maybe aren't able to come out this side. But to answer your question directly, it's important, and we're happy to be back at Donny Craven. It showed last season it was a place where we got most of our points, most of our wins. It's not an easy ground for opposition to come and play, similar to what we experienced on Wednesday evening away to Makhesi. So we're happy that we are able to play at Donny Craven tomorrow.
Coach, from our previous conversations and listening to the way you're speaking now, it's quite clear that the MTN8 is a big tournament for the club. It's important for you to be winning trophies, competing for trophies. It's also important for you to be top 3 in the league. So with that in mind, how do you manage your rotation, knowing that you've got the MTN8 now at the start of the season, and at the same time, in the first month, you've got Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, and Sunderland.
Yeah. No, it is a challenging start for us. I mean, to play those type of teams as well as Sekhukhune twice, it was never going to be easy. But in the end of the day, we have a good squad of players. I think there's I know in every single position there's good sort of talent. There's good competition. So it's important that you just take it game by game. But at the same time, you do have other sort of objectives in your mind. But if one thinks too far ahead about Pirates, you forget what you need to do tomorrow. So it's just about coming through tomorrow, putting the squad that we believe is the best to start the game, to get us the positive result. And then once we finish with the match, then our focus will then be redirected to the Pirates game. And then after that, once again, to the next semi-final. So it's not easy. It is challenging, but it does allow a lot of players to be getting the opportunities early on in the season. For me to be figuring out, our best combinations, best way forward, all at the same time still having to get results. So challenging, but at the same time it's an exciting challenge. If we weren't in the MTN semi-final, it would be nice to not play this weekend. But we are playing, so we've got to be happy that we are playing as regularly as we are. Last season we played 51 games. The most any team can play in South African football is 58 if you get to the final of every competition. So we want to try and emulate and improve on the 51 matches. So the more we play, the happier we are.
Yes, Coach, with any injuries, how far for the front feet of Mochel? Mochel was the favorite player in the last MTN8, and he scored a beautiful goal now. You see, we'll just give him a few minutes, how far the full feet.
Yeah, look, the ACL injury is pretty much a 9-month injury before you can be really 100% back at your best. So he's in his 8th, going into his ninth month. When the injury occurred, there was a bit of a setback. 6 weeks later, we had to sort of clean up more and found sort of a little bit of trouble with his meniscus. So if we dated back to when he had the second op to now, it's about 8.5 months. So I believe this month of August is about reintegrating Bradley. And I do believe that from, say, September onwards, after the FIFA break, I believe then he would be ready to start and finish 90 minutes. So he's probably about 80 to 85% back to the Bradley that we know can deliver for us. So just a little bit of patience over the next couple of weeks.
And coach, playing one team away and home, psychologically and mentally, how do you prepare the players?
Look, I think I told the players this morning in our team meeting that we fortunately last season got comfortable with playing home and away games. With obviously Sundowns last year in the same stage of the tournament. And then we had the qualifying for the group stages, 2 home and away legs, and then in the quarterfinal of the Confed as well as the semi-final. So we've now sort of been exposed to home and away legs, and it has its different ways you approach games, and it's almost like you're playing 4 different halves. So it's just reassessing where you are at half time, reassessing after 90 minutes, and then you take it from there. So the message to the players is the game's not over in the first leg, but important part is to stay in the tie. You don't want to, after the first game, be chasing a big score. You just got to make sure that you at least in the tie, or obviously we would all want to be comfortably in the lead, but we do know that Sekhukhune, a really good team, is going to be a tight game over the 2 legs. So it's just really about moments in games, 1 half out of the 4 where you just maybe get your advantage over the opposition or not. So yeah, it's just about managing the situation, and the players have become accustomed to it. So yeah, we're looking forward. We won most of our home and away last season, so hopefully we can continue.
Coach Steve, yesterday there were lots of questions directed at Coach Eric around his record against you and how he's going to handle this match. So do you listen to something like that, or do you listen to him? We went at length explaining how he's going to approach it. Do you listen to that, or does it impact how you then approach the game after listening to how he sort of digested your team?
No, I think we got to stick with what we know. He's with a different team now. He didn't have many games at Sekhukhune where we got the better of them. It was more at the Cape Town City. He's got a different type of team, a different way they play. So I don't really listen too much to that. It's about what we want to achieve. If he's having sleepless nights, then rather him than me. But we have to be honest, Sekhukhune are a strong squad. He has turned them into a really solid team. They've got seasoned professionals. They've signed well. They're an ambitious club, similar to us since their promotion. They've been really competitive. They've been in finals themselves, semi-finals. So they're a proper football team, well coached. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting challenge.
So with the last round of questions.
Coach, you've been now here since 2016, 2017. So you've sort of seen the rise of the emotion. Obviously, at board level, conversations each year sort of changes. Not sort of, probably technically. And for yourself as well as a technical team. But with that comes with expectations from obviously the board level.